Welcome back to Hold Tight Riders and your virtual theme park holiday. Can you believe it? We're already 6 days into this adventure. But don't let that get you down. We've got an absolutely massive trip in store for you today.
Here on Hold Tight Riders, we've been spending 7 days on a theme park holiday like never before, a virtual one, which you can enjoy from the comfort of your own home. We're taking you on a trip to some of our favourite European theme parks and funfairs, sharing our thoughts and offering hints and tips to help you plan your trip in the future. So far, we've visited Kirmes Best, Efteling, Walibi Holland, Slagharen, Heidi Park and Phantasialand. So make sure you subscribe to our channel, turn on the notifications bell and check through the virtual holiday playlist to catch up on any that you've missed.
Anyway, no time to waste, it's a biggie today, so get yourself comfy as we call in at Movie Park Germany before spending the rest of the day at the one and only Düsseldorf Rheinkirmes. We start the day by waking up at Phantasialand following yesterday's adventure. The original plan for today was to take a leisurely 50-minute drive over to Düsseldorf for the Kirmes later on. What this does mean though is that we now have a window of opportunity to squeeze a few more rides out of the penultimate day of the trip, so off we go to Movie Park. Movie Park often gets a bit of a slating amongst enthusiasts. In fact, it's not one that's regularly spoken about within the circle of geeks. But don't let that put you off, it's definitely worth a visit if you have a spare few hours. The park is located in Bottrop, Germany. Similarly to Walibi Holland, it was at one point operated by Six Flags. Unlike Walibi though, Movie Park never carried the Six Flags name, but instead operated as Warner Bros. Movie World Germany, a name given to the park by the previous owners in 1996. There's no prizes for guessing what Movie Park is themed around. It wasn't always this way though. When the park first opened in 1967, it was fairy tale themed, and guests could explore wooden cabins in the wood and listen to fairy tale audio. Efteling.
There are 7 coasters at Movie Park, the newest of which being this Mack launch coaster, Star Trek Operation Enterprise. Like Gold Rush at Slagharen, Star Trek uses a shuttle launch section to get the train up to speed to complete the rest of the circuit, although I use the word speed very loosely. The roller coaster database lists the top speed as 55.9 miles an hour, although I can only assume that the decimal has been put in the wrong place as it feels much more like 5.9 miles an hour. Other coasters at this end of the park are Bandit, a Wild West themed Woody, and a Vekoma SLC. There are some nice flat rides down here too, including an Intamin freefall tower, a Huss top spin and a Zamperla disco, one of the good ones with a hump in the middle. Also worth a shout out is the park's indoor coaster, Van Helsing's Factory. We couldn't get any footage of this, but it is a very well themed Gerslauer bobsled with 2 lifts. Interestingly, one of which being a chain lift and the other one using booster wheels. Movie Park adopts a similar layout to Slagharen, in that it feels like the park is split into 2 ends and joined by a central avenue. The top end of the park is largely occupied by Nickland and features rides themed to characters such as Dora the Explorer, Jimmy Neutron and the Backyardigans, whoever they are.
The star attraction for me here though is their Rapids ride, Excalibur, Secrets of the Dark Forest. Unlike the Rapids at other parks, none of the ride is visible from the park itself, and much of it takes place indoors, with the outdoor sections walled off from view. Tickets for Movie Park are €29.50, and the park is generally open from 10 till 6 in the summer. Anyway, we all want to go to the fair, don't we? Once we manage to get out of the car park, €7, the drive back to Düsseldorf is around 45 minutes. We're heading straight to tonight's hotel to check in and drop the bags before walking over to the Kirmes. Tonight we'll be staying at the Holiday Inn Düsseldorf Hafen, around £85 per room. There are loads of hotels to choose from in this area, however, over the years we've found this to be the best quality for the price, and it has the benefit of having aircon and a nice breakfast. There's no parking at the fair itself, so it's a trip on foot from the hotel. The map suggests 37 minutes, but it feels more like 20 in reality.
The Rheinkirmes is located on the left bank of the River Rhine. To get there, you have the option of either walking over the bridge or catching the ferry across the river. Let's take the ferry. What immediately strikes you is the scale of the event. The Rheinkirmes is huge. In fact, it spans almost 4.5 kilometres and draws in crowds over 4 million people in just 10 days. That's almost twice what UK theme parks attract in an entire year. The crowds create a unique and friendly atmosphere. It's so nice to be at a fairground where you can look around and everyone looks genuinely happy. The event attracts some of the best travelling rides in the world. It would therefore be rude not to start by mentioning Olympia Lupin, the world's largest transportable roller coaster. Built in 1989, the ride has an impressive 4,100 feet of track, which is even more impressive when you consider that there are only 2 roller coasters in the UK which are longer than that, the Ultimate and the big one. Olympia Lupin takes 7 days to set up using a team of 10 workers. It travels to the event on 50 wagons and 20 intermodal containers. Typically, the ride will only attend the Rheinkirmes once every 2 years, as it alternates with another roller coaster, Hollandblitz, each year.
What better way to get a good view of the fair than by taking a ride on the Hangover, the world's tallest travelling drop tower ride. From here you get a better sense of scale of the 165,000 square metre showground. The gyro drop tower was built by Funtime in 2015 and reaches a maximum height of 85 metres. Pretty impressive for something that's not cemented into the ground. If you're not keen on all of the inversions of Olympia Looping, then perhaps Alpina Bahn will be better suited for you. Advertised as the world's longest travelling family coaster, Alpina was built in 1983 by Schwarzkopf, the same manufacturer as Olympia, as you could probably guess by looking at the style of track and overall design. Düsseldorf take pride in only allowing the best and most unique attractions to attend their event. One of these attractions is Ghost Rider, one of only 3 Huss booster rides to ever be built. The owners of this ride, Loffelhart, now actually own 2 of those 3, both of which are named and themed as Ghost Rider.
Alles fangen wir an, Freunde, jetzt geht's los. Na los, das ist er, der Rhythmus, wo man mit muss, jetzt aber Tempo, ready,
There are plenty of coasters to try at the Rheinkirmes, and not a spinning wild mouse in sight. Next up is Spinning Racer, built by the same manufacturer as, and essentially a transportable version of Spinball Whizzer at Alton Towers. The layout of this coaster is actually almost identical to that of Crush's coaster at Disneyland Paris, just without the pre-lift section. It rides very smoothly. You wouldn't be able to tell that this is a 19-year-old ride.
Moving down to the bottom end of the fair allows for some stunning views over the event. Typically, a large log flume can be found here. The exact one has varied over the past few years. Our favourite is Wildwasser 3, a Mach log flume, with a reverse drop and 2 large drops. This ride was actually designed with Dusseldorf's bridge in mind, which is why the penultimate drop doesn't go all the way down to ground level, but instead drops to the same height as the neighbouring bridge. This particular flume has however since been moved to Skyline Park, so it's likely you'll see a slightly smaller model such as Wildwasser 2 should you visit in the future. One particularly impressive machine is the Kmg Infinity, the world's tallest transportable looping ride at 62 metres. Impressively, it only takes 4 people 4 hours to build up. As the sun begins to go down, the fair really comes to life, with the impressive lighting system visible for miles. Let's just hope those clouds don't get much darker. We now catch a glimpse of the first of 2 horse breakdances on offer at the fair. This is the smaller of the 2, a breakdance 1, meaning it has 4 arms with 4 cars on each arm.
Very warm welcome to our guests from the UK. Well, guys, I know your Miami rides are much better than this. Yeah, I know you'd rather be on Circus Circus. Not so Fantasy Island.
The main difference between the 2 is that this model has a slightly smaller footprint, whilst to the general public, the ride experience remains the same. Of course, any real enthusiast will tell you differently though. If you know, you know.
Now that the sun has fully set, it's a good time to take another look at the fair from the air. This time whilst on board the 56 metre tall Bellevue Wheel. This huge Ferris wheel can hold up to 252 people at any one time across its 42 gondolas, and it doesn't just attend fairgrounds. In fact, during the winter months, the Bellevue Wheel can be found at Europa Park during its Christmas event. As with many European fairs, it's not just about the rides though. There's also great food, beer tents, and live entertainment on offer. What better thing to do after a few beers than go on some more rides? We start with Circus Circus, a Huss magic. You may recognise it as it attended Hyde Park Winter Wonderland in 2018.
Very smooth
Jetzt zeige ich euch bei der Frau stehen und jetzt geht die was ab hier.
One of the more modern rides at Düsseldorf this year is Voodoo Jumper. This Fabry smashing jump has become a bit of an icon in Germany, with many videos of it going viral online thanks to the elaborate shows that they put on. Unfortunately, there's just been a downpour of rain, so the fire effect in the centre of the ride is not in use, but it's still absolutely stunning and operated so well.
There's just so much to show you here at Düsseldorf Rheinkirmes. It's so hard trying to squeeze it all into one video. In terms of a real life visit, the event always takes place starting in the third week of July and lasts for 10 days.
So, dann machen wir es wieder. Dann packen wir es wieder.
One of the great things about the fair is that it runs until 2 AM on most of the days, so you have plenty of time to get on all the rides and have as many beers as you want.
Und dann habt ihr es schon wieder geschafft. Aus Mickey Mouse schießen schafft ihr Landemaschinen.
Remember earlier when we saw the breakdance? Well, here's the bigger one that we promised. This beast of a ride can hold up to 48 people and needs a plot size of 25 metres wide. As I insinuated earlier, those enthusiasts who've ridden both will definitely notice the difference on the bigger machine. It's hard to describe how powerful a ride really is. You've got to try it for yourself.
Vorsicht an der Fahrbahnkante. Vorne stehen bleiben, bis der Laden komplett anhört.
Well, it's gone past midnight and the crowds are beginning to disperse. What this unfortunately means is that it's now time to go back to our hotel for the final time on this epic trip. These holidays always seem to go so fast, but I guess time does fly when you're having fun. All is not lost though, we still have one more part to visit tomorrow, the beautiful Toverland in the Netherlands. Join us then as we try out their new B&M wing coaster and massive woody, Troy. Thank you for watching.